everyone. I'm Gary.
I'm Tammy.
I'm one of the Sunshine Stitchers. Here's a stand-in, and this is Tammy. This is one of our enablers, Amy's big enabler we talked about last week. We thought we'd make it full circle.
He's the enabler.
I don't know, that's pretty good. So EJ, we had breakfast with her today. She said she was going to be in the video. And then she texted Ronnie and Tammy and said she couldn't make it. She was going to go to the party that she said she wasn't going to go to. And so she was too afraid to tell me, so she's out here. Okay, so what do we do? Let's go with finishes?
Finishes.
Yeah. And then we're going to go into Tammy's, all her story, because she's an amazing stitcher.
Oh, thank you.
She's got like a mountain of stuff, just like Amy. I mean, they're like amazing stitchers. All I do is one little thing here.
Yes, but this gorgeousness that you're about to see.
So Autumn Quaker is finally finished. Ta-da! Look at that. You can kind of make out the H.
Yeah, and then you finish this, right?
Yeah, I finished that part down there, and then I did the back stitching on this little thingamajig right here.
That looks fantastic.
Yeah, and there was supposed to be Algerian eyelets. I don't do eyelets because I don't like the way it pulls, so I just do Smyrna crosses.
Oh, you don't want to know what I call those?
Yeah, because I don't want to see the back of the framing board. So, one down. And then we had the winter Quaker, but we'll go into that when we do whips. So let's look at all of Tammy's cool stuff. What do we go first?
So what are we doing?
Let's do this one.
We're going to do finishes?
Finishes.
Okay. So.
What's this one?
That's Jardin Privé, the Halloween one, and I think it was just called Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the very first one that I had framed at the cross stitch cupboard.
I love this.
Actually, it's the very first one I had framed, period.
I love this little guy here. Kind of like reminds me of me.
Yeah, that one was a super fun stitch. Yeah, exactly.
Just hanging out in Halloween
Laid
Town.
back.
In Halloween Town.
In Halloween Town.
All right, so we can put that over there.
And then
I think I might have had an influence on her because look what else we got.
Yeah. I like Halloween.
Oh, good.
I think that's why we bond.
Yeah. I only like people that like Halloween.
Well, we bonded the first day over Halloween.
Yeah, we did.
So this is Rovaris Witch, and I think that's on 28 count that you roped me into.
Yeah. I've gotten her into higher and higher count fabrics.
Yes.
Not on purpose, just accidental.
And then I just turned it into a pillow.
Yeah, look at that. Pretty cool. I have this one to stitch. I found
This one was fun.
Yeah.
This one's fun. You use a lot of black.
Yeah, talk about black. I've got
that's
killing me
black. Now. And then this one
is this Priscilla inspired finish or
probably yeah.
I love the finish. I love the little look at this.
That one is the Brenda Gervais with Thy Needle.
Right.
She's got so it was Basket Full of Autumn or Autumn.
Yes,
Autumn.
yeah.
Yeah, Basket Full of Autumn. So I just matted it and put it on a
There's a little
pumpkin.
Stands up.
Yeah, so he stands up. Yeah.
You know the Hobby Lobby thing or
probably.
Yeah.
Probably. One of those, Michael's, Hobby Lobby.
Yeah, they're all the same.
Yeah, they all have a bunch.
But I love this. I'm gonna have to look for this little pumpkin thing next year.
Yeah, that one was super cute. That one was fun. That was a really fun.
I always say I want to go out and pick up those things, but then when I go out, nothing speaks to me.
Yeah,
and then I see someone get something.
And then somebody sees it, right?
And I was like, oh, that's what you do with it.
And then this is Brenda Gervais.
Wait, this is not
Halloween. That's the
okay,
July.
It's not Halloween, but we'll still show it.
Yeah. Oh, we're switching it up. We're switching it up.
We jumped this
So
season.
that one actually was that's 28 count, I think. That was the very first 28 count that I ever did. And Gary was sitting next to me. He's like, oh, you could do 28 count. It's the easiest thing in the world.
But what were you stitching before? 14 count, right?
I was, but I had just started.
Right.
So literally had just started.
Yeah.
So I went home and I started stitching on 28 count.
And this was one of the hooplas.
Yeah, that's the hoopla.
That they wanted you to do on 36 count, the real tiny little ones. But see, it looks gorgeous in the bigger size.
And I put it in, I think this is like a 5-inch hoop.
Okay, it looks about that 5 inches.
Yeah, it's a 5-inch hoop, I think. And then I just mounted it on a little frame.
Yeah, so, I mean, if you're doing them, you don't get hung up on what the designer said, what size to go on.
Right.
You do what's comfortable for you.
Yeah, that one was a cute, fun stitch.
Unless I'm around and I nudge you into a higher count.
Which you're good at. You're super, super good at. And then these,
This is Bowl Full of Scaries, right?
Yeah.
Scary 2.
2.
Yeah.
Yep. Bowl Full of Scary
I've done
2.
Scary 2 and Scary 1, but I gotta get somebody to make it into little pillows here. but he's busy making bags.
These are simple, and it's just got the walnut shells in there.
Yeah.
I almost killed Amy with that one the first time I met her.
Really? Why, you threw it at her?
Well, no, actually it was this one. She is apparently allergic to lavender, and this one is the one with lavender in it. And this is the lavender walnut shells, and she's like, "Oh, let me see." And she took a big whiff, and then she went running into the bathroom.
So this is the expensive lavender one that they sell in the craft stores, right?
No, I actually got that on Amazon, and it comes in a big bag. But they have like an original one, and then they have lavender scented.
Okay.
So I just kind of mixed the two. But
so is it overpowering when it's by itself?
No,
no, okay.
No, not at all.
I'll have to get some.
Not at all. It's like a nice lavender.
I like this.
Just don't give it to Amy.
So, not to scare you or anything, but I wouldn't do it to you. But when I was in Arizona, they stitched this on 56 count.
Ooh.
And it's like
half the size.
It's like this little big. It's like,
oh my gosh.
It's so cute. And I'm like, oh wow.
I think that would be too teeny tiny.
Yeah, it's too teeny tiny for me.
Too teeny tiny.
I haven't got there yet.
And apparently I like pillows because I do a lot of pillows.
I love this one.
So this one was
pumpkin spice.
Yeah, that was I got it right on the tip of my tongue too. I'll think of it.
Scarlet Hunt? No.
Yes.
I bought a lot of her stuff.
Yeah, so that one was a lot of fun, and I just backed that one with the gingham, and then did the little.
You're really good at picking background fabrics. I love that.
Yeah, that one worked out perfect.
Yeah.
I have a lot of fabric.
Yeah.
Being a quilter.
Right now, we need a laugh about now, so I wish we could put an EJ laugh in somewhere.
An EJ laugh?
See?
Oh, we love you, EJ.
We miss you, EJ.
We miss you terribly. So then this is...
Wait, this one's light.
Very light, right? Well, this has just the...
fluff?
The filling in it.
Okay. Are you doing all of them or just this one?
So that's the farmhouse series.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm doing all of them.
Okay. Oh, this is a cool idea. So this is just wired ribbon.
Yes, and I just made it into an ornament.
Looks
so there's 9 in this series, so I will finish them off and then, hang them on the tree. But I only got that far.
Okay. So you're going to do a tree
Apparently
just ornaments?
I don't
or?
stitch as fast as you and Amy. Vampires.
Nobody stitches as fast as Amy.
I'm telling you,
I just learned that last week. Amy is like...
She's super fast.
So Amy, were all those whips finished this week? People want to know.
But they get their stitching done so fast, Gary and Amy, because they're vampires. They stay up all night. They do not sleep at all.
I'm a stress stitcher. It relaxes me. So.
Well, I'm a stress stitcher too, but I don't know. I do not know.
Let's see. Normally, this is where I need EJ. EJ, whips. We did whips. We didn't finish this. We're gonna do whips.
We didn't do whips.
So, okay. So on my plan, I'm still technically on my plan because there goes. I'm going technicalities because I got overridden. So after Autumn Quaker, I was supposed to pick up Winter Quaker, which we started December 21st as a SAL. So that's one day I think I did like this top ornament on the 21st. And then Monday, I was supposed to stitch on this for 12 days until my next project. And I was stitching away. And then by Tuesday, which is day 2, Ronnie said, "What are you stitching?" I said, well, my next project, I'm doing the Winter Quaker. He said, "No, give me that." He took it away from me because he said, "I can't stitch on it until someone in the Gawain group finishes it.
Yeah. It won't be me, in case anybody's wondering.
I thought it would.
No, it won't be
But
me.
I could stitch it for you, and you could say you did it.
There you go. No. You're my back stitcher.
Okay.
You get to do all my back stitching.
Way back. I don't do back stitching.
Yep.
So now I have extra days. And so I picked up Tuesday, I think Tuesday night, I picked up my next one, which is Cats on Parade. And I'm working on this one, and it's done with espresso.
Lots of espresso.
Lots of espresso. I've already gone through 3-4 skeins of it. And there was only one at the cupboard today, so I'm only going to be able to get a couple of pickets in with one more skein. So I'm gonna finish stitching on this today, tomorrow, until I run out of thread.
He'll finish it on Monday.
No, I can't finish it because I don't have thread. So I might
Tuesday.
Yeah, I might take it to Texas with me and see if I'm going to go to Texas next week. So I might take it to Texas with me and see if they have any of that thread out there in the great state of Texas. Warning, Texas, I'm on my way.
Gary's on his way. Be prepared.
Yeah. So I didn't. If I can't get any more, I didn't want to go into my February stitching. So I consider this my technical loophole of I can stitch what I want. So when we go into plans, I'll show you what I'm going to stick in.
That's awesome.
So let me see. You're cool.
Flying on that.
I started this in
Tuesday.
No, Tuesday. I picked. This one was done last October.
Oh, I thought you started it on Tuesday.
I think I started this in Mania. I'll put the date in. I put the date in.
So then you're going pretty slow on that.
I only stitched it one day in Mania, and then I picked it up Tuesday night.
Oh, all right. So that's not too terrible.
Yeah.
You got a lot done then.
Yeah, single colors kill me.
And this fabric, I don't know if this fabric shows up on camera, but this is like awesome.
Yeah, this is butterscotch cookies from.
It's got a lot of
Pendell
dimension
by
to
Stephanie.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite colors.
It looks so pretty in person. All right, so what's next?
Let me see your whip.
Oh, my whips. Well, I'll show you my measly little. So that's my winter Quaker. And I haven't gotten terribly far. I'm only down.
Yeah, this one that you're right here, that one was tough for me.
Yeah,
it's kind of, it doesn't go smoothly.
No, and I'm not, like the other ones pop a little bit. That one is kind of like,
let me show you.
I want to see you.
It's going to pop. Pops a little bit,
but not
afterwards.
as much.
See, but I think it's a space filler right here.
Yeah.
A breather, so because these are all pretty big and bright around it.
Right.
So it needed something, but nothing to call your attention to.
I'm not loving that one. But so I took a pause on that.
Now the big one is going to be fun. It was fun.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I think that'll be a lot of fun. So then, one of the ones I've been working on is...
Here goes my influence again.
Yeah, this was a Gary influence. Is the Nora Corbett Elettra. And she has been in timeout for a little bit.
Why?
She's just...
You've got the hard part done. The black is done.
Yeah, I did all the black, and then now I'm filling in.
Yeah, it's all fill in.
Yeah, and then this is 28 count fabrics by Stephanie, and I think this one was called Storm.
It looks like Storm.
Yeah, and it's a great fabric to stitch on.
How are you going to do the face? You're going to do it
I don't know.
flesh tone or green?
Probably flesh tone.
Okay.
I don't do green. I leave that to you. That's all you.
All my witches are green.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is going to be fun.
Yeah, I'll pick her back up.
Are you going to do the moon? The moon is all beads.
Yeah, it's part, right? Half and half.
Yeah.
It's like half stitches and half beading. I've never done beading before, so this will be,
But I have a moon pattern that's bigger than that that I used online if you want it. It was a freebie from the Mirror website.
Oh, that you did behind it, right?
Well, no, it was
kind of
in the front here, but it's like it's bigger. And it's got dimensional. I'll show it to you. And
yeah, so then this one that I'm working on,
this one's cool.
Yeah, this one's been fun. This is Ink Circles Aspen Mandela, and this is my first ink circles. I've never done ink circles before, and thank you, Amy. And so that's where I'm at, but I'm actually gonna be ripping out
the dark color.
This dark color that's in here. Because everybody's been out of the color that it calls for, so I tried to do the conversion to DMC, which they tell you on the chart what it is, but it's just not coming across great.
I just noticed this. So it says DMC colors. It says DMC-ish.
Okay, so it is definitely ish.
Ish. So
yeah,
she got the ish.
It's not.
It's like I'm going to be here today, ish. And she's not.
Yeah. Yes, that's EJ's ish. Yeah. So that I think I'm going to rip out and find the actual color that goes with it, because I'm not loving that one at all. It's just not. It's not the right tone.
Yeah, I think it's too dark.
Yeah, it's not the right tone.
I've got the DMC chart with the
the book. Yeah.
So you're gonna look at that and look and see that color, and then come down 3 shades.
Oh yeah. We can do that.
And see if that works for you.
Yeah. So this one's actually been fun, and this is actually surprisingly super quick. Like this stitches up really quickly. Wow. Yeah, I was surprised. Like I did this whole center like so fast.
Well, I would have thought the center would have took
No, it doesn't take. It's super easy. Yeah, that one was quick.
And so this next one, Amy showed it to you last week that she was gonna start it, and this one's almost got it finished.
She's got hers done. Her first month.
Page 1?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She has hers done.
Maybe I wasn't
Mine
paying
is
attention.
not. And
I love this color.
So this is the linens and threads, the new mystery sal for 2020, and you get 1 month. You get one part of it each month for 12 months. So this is the first month. This is January. I did mine is on Mystic, and it's on 36 count. Which,
that was not me. This was all Amy.
This was all Amy.
Amy, you own this. I would not have put you to 36 because I don't do 36 count dark. I do 36 count or 40 count light tones.
Today, all I had to do today was finish 2 little motifs and that lovely butterfly that I had to rip out 4 times.
Wow.
4 times today. So
I saw you struggling today.
Yeah, I'm on the struggle bus with this one. So once I finish the 2 motifs, I could put it away till next
I wonder
month.
if it's because you stitched the butterflies sideways.
You know,
is that
I
a
don't
mind
know.
thing?
It's weird.
Because you know
it's-
your mind wants to look at the butterfly that way, and if when you're stitching something long ways, maybe your mind is your
I don't know.
eyes,
It's weird. But this is the Mystic fabric, and the color is fabulous. I don't know if it's showing up, but in person, it's like
It looks great on camera
richy,
here.
tealy blue color with like this modeling in it, and it's gorgeous.
But-
so I wanted to use it, but they only had the 36 count.
But her thread is that.
So this is the
Pull out your braid there, Helga.
Helga? Yeah, would you like to wear it?
Oh, okay.
You gonna look pretty?
Okay, all right, there you go.
There we go.
All right.
Oh, that's a good look for you. What do you think?
I don't think so.
So this is.
So if she wouldn't take the time to braid, she probably could have had more done. But anyway.
Right. So this is the Silk4U thread, and it's.
Okay, you can see the color, the dark and the
Yeah,
light.
you can see the variegation.
Really pretty on here too. Look at that.
Yeah, it's like it goes from this super light gray to like a nice kind of charcoaly gray, and it's beautiful to work with. And we don't need that. And it's the first time that I've used this, and I'm really enjoying it, and it's much easier to use than I had thought it would be. So I like it.
So you have the number. I think these things
Yeah,
are by
this
numbers.
one is Silk4U. You can get her. It's on Etsy, and it's PR161. So you can go on her Etsy page, and she has it there. But it's so beautiful in person, and it's nice and soft, and it's easy to work with. And I did what Amy did. I cut mine because it comes in like a big loop. And it's just like a big, huge loop. And you pick a side where you want to cut, and you just cut through it. And then you tie a little hair tie on, you braid it. And then it's super easy. Like at first I was like, well, how are you going to get the threads out?
You just pull it.
You just pull,
Yeah.
and it really comes out. You just kind of hold it from here, and you just pull, and then you just kind of adjust it.
Yeah. Well, but that only works if you know how to braid. Because if I braided, it would have been knots.
And it comes out, and, right? No knots.
I just tie and tie out.
Yeah,
It's braided.
Yeah, no knots.
Okay.
So this one's been a little bit of a beast.
All
So
right. So is that all the whips? Is this all you stitching?
yeah, well, probably not, but I was.
Let's have a little special. Do we have a little history piece? This
We
is your
do.
First
This is-
piece?
well, this
Everyone
is-
has their first piece.
this
We
is
all have the first
how
piece.
I got started. I've only been stitching for 10 months.
10 months. And look what I've done to her already.
Yeah. Believe whatever you hear. Believe it. He's a very good enabler. He should quit his daytime job. He's super
good encourager.
Yeah. So I'm a quilter, and someone had given me a gift certificate for Christmas the year before last, and I went on Fat Quarter Shop, and I was just poking around looking for stuff, and I really didn't see anything. And then on the side of the website, she had videos of a stitch along, and it had in the title of the stitch along was quilters, and I was like, oh, what's this? So I clicked on the video, and they were probably like 3 weeks in, so it was like 3 weeks at that point.
Okay.
So I watched it, and it was cross stitch, and I was like, okay, I'll watch this. And I watched it, and I think what I liked the most was they went over her shoulder, and
You saw her stitch.
you can see her stitching, which I had never really seen up
Okay.
close. But my mom's cross stitched my entire life.
Yeah.
So I just never got into it with her, and she does very dense full coverage pieces.
Oh, your mom.
Yeah,
Okay.
so she's been stitching since I'm a baby. So, and funny story, she used to go to the cross stitch cupboard when it first opened.
Wow.
Yeah. So
She's only 12.
yeah, I'm 12 and a half. So that really negates my 19-year-old, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, so,
But she's a half.
Yeah, exactly. So this was it. This was the stitch along that they were doing, which is the Lori Holt Quilter's Cottage. So I went ahead and ordered everything, and I got it a couple days later, and I just jumped in and started stitching it. And it's on 10 count, which you can pretty much see from the moon.
Yeah.
The holes are huge.
Well, but that's what it's charted for.
Right, and it's a burlap.
10 count.
Yeah, it's charted for its 10 count burlap, and I followed everything. Everything that they said to order, I ordered.
My first piece was on a green piece of burlap.
Why am I not surprised by the color?
Like,
what is his obsession with green?
green is good.
Green is good. All right. So
brown is bad.
Yeah. So ignore my painter's tape
because that's what the instructions said to do. Probably.
No, that's all I had. So this was it. This was
too bad we don't have a board. I wish we had more boards around.
Oh, you
here.
know what? I didn't grab one for that, but you can see it. You can actually see it. So this is like huge stitches.
But you did it per chart.
Stitches, yeah, and it was fun. It took me a long time to do, and so when I finished it, there you go. Got it. So when I finished it, so in the meantime, I had found out about the cross stitch cupboard, which I didn't know about, and
even though her mom went there.
Well, because she had been cross stitching, and we kind of sort of talked about it, but it just
was a mom thing.
So, and my mom hadn't been there in a long time. So I found the cross stitch cupboard, and I went in, and I was with my neighbor Lois, and I brought this, and Mary was there. It was the first time I met Mary. So Mary's looking at it, she's like, "Oh my God, this looks great, your first piece." And she's like, "Do you want the bad news?" And I'm like, "No." I'm like, "I don't want the bad news." She's like, "You missed like, I don't know, 3 or 4 crosses on the stitches." I mean, she just zoomed right into that.
Oh, you fixed it, right?
I did. I fixed it. I went home and fixed it right away. What are you kidding? Yeah, I was like, "Oh my God." So totally fixed it, and it's still kind of hanging out. I don't know what to do with it. I'll probably frame it at some point, but I think it was more of one of those kind of first pieces, learn how to stitch.
Yeah.
But it was fun, and that's kind of sort of how I got into it.
And then she sat down at the table of enablers, and she's up to 36 count.
Right.
From 10 to 36 in 10
so
months.
I actually went in to the cupboard 3 times, and I was kind of stalking them. And they were talking about Game of Thrones because it had just ended. And I'm like,
right.
I can hang out with these people. And then I did. I put on my big girl panties, and I packed a bag up, and I went over and I parked myself. And that was in May. Yeah. So
it's a very welcoming group.
It's super fun.
Yeah.
Super fun. If
and
you have the
always,
opportunity to go, because it's amazing.
Yeah, and everyone's always stitching something different. So you've got a whole gambit of different types of stitchers and stitching. We even have a couple people that come in, they're doing needlepoint.
Right.
And they do it right there. And I think that
we have fun though too.
Yeah.
It's a fun group, and I think for me the best thing is seeing, like you said, the different stuff, because I would never have branched out into any of this stuff had I not been coming to the store, because you kind of see everybody's, and like you and I have spoken about, sometimes you can see, they'll give you you'll find a chart, and the picture on the chart
just doesn't do it.
It doesn't do it justice. The picture itself doesn't do it justice, and you kind of sort of like it, but something's turning you off from it, and then you see somebody else stitch it in person, or you see a model,
or stitched on a completely different fabric.
Right.
Like a lot of the mirrors, the Nora Corbett's Mirabilias, are stitched on the plain fabric, and then when you do it on an overdyed fabric, they just pop.
Yeah, they look amazing. So seeing stuff in person and kind of seeing how other people stitch is a lot of fun. I enjoy that, and then you have him, and he'll just have you buy the whole store, and there's no.
Well, but I think we've got you in the Garon collection too, right?
Oh, it's your problem.
Don't give the Garon. I'm going to interrupt a minute.
Yeah.
I want to say hi to the youngest baby girl fan, the Sunshine Stitchers.
I think she likes me best because there's a picture and she's just talking her head off to me.
Hi, Cora.
Hi, Cora.
She is 11 years old.
11 months.
11 months.
Sorry, months.
11 years, you're a little late.
Months.
11 months.
Yeah. So that's how I got started.
Okay.
So I'm a newbie. But it's been fun.
But it's really a great time. This is a great time to be in cross stitch, I think, because you've got so many choices. There's so many designers. There's so many outlets. You can either do the digitals, the in stores, the onlines,
and Flosstube.
Flosstube will train you for all kinds of enabling.
Well, that's how. Well, so when I started stitching, I had it was about 2 months before I came into the cupboard. I found Flosstube through Fat Quarter Shop, and then I kind of started finding other Flosstubers. So I started watching Priscilla and Chelsea from The Housewives, and I binge watched like 80 episodes in like, I don't know, a week. I was bound and determined to learn.
And we could tell she's got the finishing down.
Yeah, and so I watched all those, and then I started watching others, and that's kind of how I learned. And I watched a lot of YouTube stuff too, just to learn.
So you sew the pillows, and you know how to finish pillows?
I do.
All right, look at that.
Oh, look at this. Backstitch. You're gonna do my backstitch. I'll trade you. Backstitch for pillows.
It's not worth it.
Not worth it?
I'll just wait till bags are done.
Wait till bag season's over with.
I don't. So let's see. Let's do haul.
All right, what do you got?
All right, I don't have that much. I got my fabric of the month. I started this year Picture This Plus fabric of the month, and it's a baker's dozen, so you get 13 pieces, and it was a gambit of neutral colors, which is what I'm going into. So this month.
No green?
No, I got a lot of green already.
Do you have enough?
Yeah, not enough, but
No?
I got some. So I got Heartland in today. It's a nice brown, and I need a couple. Brown is bad, but brown is okay. So it's a 32 count, and I got 18 by 27. So this
That one's pretty.
Yeah, this one can be used for a lot of different projects. Like I probably got one over here that I'm going to use it for, but I need to see the size.
I used this one, the Heartland.
Mm-hmm.
I've done that.
It came out. I think it came out in market last year.
Yeah, I did that.
And then this is from my stash. So and I got my companion for Lady Liberty. This is Lady Justice. And guess what? Those are my colors. My sofa is the dress color. My girls' chair is the color there.
No, that'll be great.
So this just goes right in with my house. And then I had this for Lady Liberty, but I think if I do the math, I think We the People is going to be a perfect fabric to put her on.
That's gonna look great.
I just have to make sure it's wide enough.
The right size, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna look really great.
This is a 28 count. So see, I stitch on everything. I go by color, so that's why when poor Amy or even Tammy, I mean mostly you, when you say help me pick out a fabric, and I go this color, I said, oh, can you stitch on that size? Because I don't know size, and sometimes I'll get into the wrong area, and I'm like, I don't know.
Well, that's kind of how I ended up with the Mystic in 36 count, because they didn't have it in the 32 count, which I can stitch on 32 count. I do pretty good on that. And they didn't have it, and Amy's like, oh, you can stitch on 36 count. It's not a big deal. And now I'm stitching on 36 count, and well, kind of having a little bit of a struggle.
Well, I mean, luckily it comes out in monthly chunks.
Right, it's
So
not one big piece, so I can take my time.
You could probably work on it one weekend, take a break,
Right.
and another weekend.
And it's a year, so
yeah, and you don't have to do it in a year. You can take longer.
Oh, absolutely.
But not much
I won't.
longer. So let's what'd you get?
So I got this one today from Plum Street. It's the Betsy's Autumn.
Ooh, Betsy's pretty vicious. She got a pitchfork and
I like that.
a pitchfork and a flag. She is going on the warpath. Look at that.
EJ, she's coming for you for missing out today.
I did not tell her to say that. Good job. Oh, forgot to put it.
Okay, yeah. So can't take him anywhere. So this is something that I have no idea what I'm going to do with. It'll go in my stash until.
Yeah. See, and this is
You're
why
right,
I
that
started
would work
getting these
perfect.
colors. But
Yeah.
but
That'll work perfect.
it's not 36 count.
No. No.
And
Not
then you got some really cool fabric over
Yeah,
there.
and then I found this today. This is what is that? What does that say? Something.
Iced holly berries. Oh, okay. So that's what it is. So I have some of this too. I have a small piece of this.
Yeah, so this is 28 count iced holly berries, and it's so super pretty in person. It's got lots of purple and modeling and
Yeah, you could stitch
anything really.
any number of the
It
mirrors
almost,
on here.
to me,
or-
kind of reads springish because it's like it's got some pinks in it
Okay.
a little bit.
Yeah. Good.
So I don't know. I'll find some. I'm sure Gary will find something for me to stitch on.
I'll go through my phone and look at all my
Go through your stash.
740 and see what we can find. We'll find something.
700. How many?
740.
740. In case you missed that.
One.
Yeah. 741. Yeah. So that's all I have for haul.
All right. So,
And what do you have for new starts?
plans.
Oh,
New
plans. Sorry.
So.
Plans. I have plans.
Yeah, I'm going to be stitching on this next week while I'm in Texas until the thread runs out or I get some more. But either way, if I get thread, the fence is only got to come to here. It's only a day and a half
So
stitching.
is it finished once you do the
Yeah,
fence?
that's it.
Oh,
So it's
so
almost
you don't
done.
have too much more to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
So-
was great.
And I don't want to jump into my February stitching because I really want to start these in the month that they're charted for. And so since I lost a couple of days by having Winter Quaker taken away, I've got 2 patterns here that I'm going to take with me. That's not on the plans because this is my loophole.
Oh.
So I got a
that's
berry
cute.
that did not get picked. It's the Yipes berry,
That's cute.
and there's like no stitching on that. I mean, it's Yipes and it's black spider.
Oh, you'll get that done
Yeah.
in like an hour.
And then so I got this fabric. This was from Stitchy Box a couple years ago when I was in it, and it's Fiberlicious fabric, and it's called Velvet Sky.
Oh, I was just looking on
30
that. I hadn't seen any
It's
of
from
her
Stitchy
fabric.
Box. Yeah. So this is.
Oh, that's
look
pretty.
at that. I think I only need like this much.
Yeah, that's
I have to-
small.
yeah.
That's really small.
Well, it's pretty big. It's a 32 count. I might have to use all this. I have to figure it out and then let Ronnie cut it and serge it for me.
yeah, that's gonna be super cute.
Yeah.
So do you do all this stuff up here too? Do you make the top?
No. All I do is
Just make
cross
the berry.
stitch. All I
And
do
hand
is
it
cross
over.
stitch. And then we'll figure out the handoff later what I'm gonna do.
Oh, but I mean, when you make the berries, do you put the little tops on
I don't
there?
have one done.
Oh, you have. Oh, okay.
This is my first year, Barry's first year.
All right.
So, and then I got this other one that I pulled out of my stash. It's called
Oh,
Jack's
that's cute.
Sweet Shop. So it's this little Santa. And I was going to do them in the tart, but was it last year or the year before when I was in the cupboard? I saw this in the clearance area. So I said,
that'll be
oh,
cute.
look at that. That's the first thing that come to mind. I just got to figure out what size fabric I have to stitch them on. Either 32, 28, 36, 40, whatever I got to stitch them on is what I'm going to do.
156.
No. He's not that big. He's only a 78 by 68.
Oh, that's
So
small.
he's pretty small. He fits in at what if you stitch it on 36 count, it says it's going to fit in a 4.7510.
Okay, so the July one that I showed you that had the hoop on it, that's 5 inches.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he might fit in. I might just do it on 36 count and just put him in there 4.75. So 5 inches. It looks like 5 inches.
Yeah.
And
You'll
it's
have
got
room
a
like
little bit of a lip. So if some of the trees curl over, it doesn't really matter.
Oh, right, because you could just pop it in the back.
Yeah. So I think it's going to be really cool.
That's
So
super
the
cute.
only color I could not find, and I'm blaming this on Priscilla, is hickory sticks.
Oh, I have hick sticks.
Yeah, I think I have it in a project. I'm going to go through my app to see which one it is, and I'll steal it from another project because that name sounds familiar.
Well,
other
you know,
than
I have hick
Priscilla.
sticks. I have like 3 of them. I stocked them.
But it's just the trunks of the tree. I can pick it brown. I've done that in the past. I did that on the first berry I did. I didn't have 3 of the colors. I said, I just need red.
And sometimes if you have like if it's just like a branch or something like that, it's
Yeah, I don't worry about it too much now. If it's like a special color for like this, I'll wait and get it. But if it's like on this one, if it's only like 4 of the tree trunks that need a brown,
yeah,
I'm
they're
not-
so small.
yeah, I don't think it messes
You could
with the
pick
whole
any
design.
brown with that. It's
now,
not gonna.
now the red on the Santa, yeah, that one probably is gonna change the feel of it if you got the wrong red.
Right. But the little ones you won't notice.
Yeah.
Not at all.
I do like the bluish green trees.
Those are pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like that evergreen, you know, the
Yeah,
evergreen, or almost like it has snow on it a little bit.
it does look like that.
Yeah?
It's pretty cool.
Snow top trees.
Yeah. So that might keep me busy because I'll be there Monday, fly back Friday, and I'm planning because I found out their cross stitch store that I go to there is the Stitch and Itch, and that's a really cool cross stitch store because locally, I swear, they have at least 7 to 10 floss tubers that live in the area.
Oh, that go to that store?
Yeah.
Oh.
So there's
That's
at
a
least
nice
7.
meetup.
Yeah. So, and then they have stitch night on Thursday. I think it's a stitch night because they're open till 8 p.m.
Oh, nice.
So hopefully I can, if I finish up what I'm doing for my other stuff, I can pop in there and maybe spend a couple hours.
You mean your real job?
This is my real job.
That job just gets in the way.
Yeah,
it interferes.
That's my dream job.
Yeah, it interferes with our playtime.
Yeah. So hopefully I can go there. And there's the other store is Fancy Stitches, way down South Fort Worth. I think where I'm going to be close to it. I'm not sure what day. I just pop in there and
Oh,
it's a
that'd
nice
be
little
fun.
shop. That's the one shop that I went into, and they have this closet, discount closet.
Oh.
It's actually a closet with a bunch of those cardboard baker boxes,
Oh.
and you go in there, and I got.
Can you dig?
What did I get? Strawberry Fields. I either got Strawberry Fields or Octopus Garden. One of those ones that were out of print for $4 because it was marked in half price.
Well, that's good though.
So I mean, if the local people don't stitch what's available, so it's really worthless to the people there.
Right.
So that's why I love going to shops and digging through what they consider not good anymore for them.
Well, and then you can get a nice deal on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just get it.
Right. Just get it, period.
Yeah. So that's my plan. So Winter Quaker is on pause till somebody in Garron finishes it. Amy, somebody please. Do not listen to Carolyn Zook. She is trying to start a riot. She wants everyone in Garron not to stitch on Winter Quaker this year. That is not going to happen. Someone has to stitch on it. Do not listen to the mafia.
Because spring is coming.
Spring is coming.
Oh, spring is coming. Oh God, spring is coming. I haven't finished Autumn Quakers.
But spring is beautiful. I'm a spring March baby. Yeah, I love it.
So my Autumn Quakers is about a third done.
Okay. I think that when I looked at the 4 of them overall, I think Autumn Quaker is the most dense.
It's got right, because winter seems more
sparse.
spaced
Winter's
out,
sparse.
right?
And then the other ones seemed a little
not as much.
Yeah, not as much.
I think Autumn Quaker is definitely the most dense out of it. Yeah, so I'm about a third of the way. I'm to the birds. So from the top to the little birds.
Oh, okay. It's gonna fly after that. It flies after that.
Does it?
It's that big one up there that killed me. That
I already
took
did
forever.
that one.
Yeah, once that's
I like
done.
that one.
Yeah, the others go start going.
Oh.
Because what happens when you get down the other half? What's cool is when you get the purple thread. Say you got the purple thread.
Mm-hmm.
You can stitch the piece of the motif here, a piece of the motif here. So
you can jump a little more.
Yeah.
With that bigger one, right. Unless you were doing it inside the.
Yeah. So you've got points where you've got stitching here that you can count down to, not a lot of counting over, and then you can get
right,
more.
Right,
because
I think the biggest issue with that one is that you change, and especially that one motif, the color change was pretty significant.
Yeah. So
I mean there was a lot of colors.
Like once you get
this is the one we're talking about.
Everyone.
Yeah,
this one right.
big.
It was on 3 pages.
Yeah. Yes. It was huge.
Yeah. I'm still talking about it from last week.
So I'm. This is to.
You're about right there.
So let's flip it over.
Yeah. So you've got that top half done.
I've got the top half to about the birds.
Okay.
And
then,
it's kind of I put it away for a little while.
So once you finish the branch on the bird, come down and do this little triangle, little diamond here. That's really fun.
I want to do that one.
That's
the
really
one I'm
fun.
looking forward to. Yeah.
And then I went over to this piece here, this one, and this one got fun because you could bounce around. That's where I picked on that. Ooh, I could bounce here, and then I could come over here.
Yeah.
So, because if you did like the green color here, then on the other side of the diamond there's some green color over there, and then
it's so beautiful.
before you know it, it's like it's
so
done.
you're gonna frame that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's gonna be gorgeous. I'll get back to mine. I get so excited about all the stuff, all the new stuff that I want to start stitching all the new stuff and
the new season's coming.
Oh gosh, I don't know if I'm gonna do spring. I'm still up in the air about spring and summer. So
what's your plans?
So I have plans. My plans are to finish the Aspen Mandala, that one, which is going quick. I gotta pull the Nora Corbett witch out again and work on her.
Yeah, you need to work on that.
And then I only have 2 little motifs left on the Linens and Threads mystery sampler.
Oh, that's nothing.
No, I don't have much.
Okay.
And then I actually have a couple of new starts. I don't know if this one's going to show up.
Is it? Are you doing it as a SAL? The new start?
Well, I don't know if I'm doing this as a SAL. Sorry if I rip it open. I failed.
She actually said I could yell at her,
Yeah.
So she knew ahead of time that she didn't take it out.
No, I forgot. So I was talking to EJ, and this is Cinnamon Stars from Plum Street Samplers.
One of their older ones.
Yeah, I love this one, and I am so excited to start stitching. Actually, I think Heartland is what I have.
Okay.
Yeah, to stitch it on.
So you guys doing it as a SAL?
Or something like
Someone
just
else
a
is
stitch
stitching
along
this.
or something. Yeah. There's a couple people doing
Yeah.
it, but EJ had brought it up. I think she just got it, and I got all my threads. I'm ready to go on it.
Yeah. I got mine last year.
So that is gonna be. Do not start that until I am done. He is not allowed to start it until I am done.
I got 3 days. I could knock it out.
Oh dear God. So that's going to be one of my new starts if we decide to do something. If not, I'll just start it whenever on my own.
I think it's gorgeous.
It is so pretty. So pretty. And I love the colors. See, I'm drawn to all those fall, autumn colors. That's just, I like those warmer colors. And then...
And now this one's really cool. Someone's going to be lucky when he gets it.
So my son is a guitar player. He has several guitars. And I've been wanting to stitch something for him. And then I came across this and I just fell in love with it. It is from the Artisy. It's the Guitar Landscape Moonlight. And his room is like kind of grays and blues. So I'm super geeked up to get this one started.
This is a city skyline.
Yeah,
right
it's like
here.
a whole landscape. Yeah. But that moon is going to be...
That moon, what was it? Was it like 5 different blues?
Yeah, it's 5 different blues. So you almost think it's like a variegated, but it's all DMC. I'm doing all of it in DMC, and I picked out that white. It was like that that fabric that you helped me pick out. It was just kind of a 28 count, or maybe 32 count. I'm not 100% positive on that.
Even weave or?
No, it was just a white. It was just
okay.
a white, and I forget the name of it. I have it with me, but I forgot. So I'm super excited to get this one started. My son's birthday is in April 3rd, and yeah, I'm gonna try and do it. Get it for him for his birthday next year.
A year and 3 months, not bad, Mom.
Yeah, I can do it. I can do it.
And luckily, he doesn't say, "I don't do guitars anymore."
Oh my gosh, I will strangle him. We got more money in guitars than I know what to do with. So those are kind of the things that I'll be working on, and I'm sure there'll be 63 other things that pop up over the next couple months that everybody's showing and doing and new stuff, and then Market, you guys were talking about
Yeah, Market comes out all the new patterns.
Oh,
and,
yay.
and Rosewood Manor, she said she has like 5 new patterns coming out.
Oh God, help me.
I'm like, please.
I need to get another job, or 2, or 3.
You do know how to sew, right?
Oh God.
I might
Oh,
have
am I
job.
going to become an elf? No, I'm going to become a sewing elf.
We need someone from midnight to 2 a.m.
No! That's when I sleep. Midnight to 2.
You sleep at work.
You do know where I work, right? That would be bad. That would be bad.
All right, so I think we're rambling a little bit. It's pretty cool. So, next,
and Shelia is due back.
Shelia is due back this week, and she will rein us in. I mean, I've been pretty much running wild for, I don't know, month of Sundays, month of Saturdays.
If this was terrible, Shelia, I apologize in advance. Way in advance. And if it was terrible, it was all him.
I'll edit that out. Don't worry about it. I might know how to edit. I have to Google it.
I don't know how to edit, so you're on your own.
All right, and hopefully Shelia will rein EJ in too, for she's been skipping and playing hooky.
She's been skipping class.
I know.
I know.
How does she do that? And look, I even had the pen out.
Yeah, he was ready for you.
And hopefully, I don't know whose plans we're going to go over, because we did my plans for 2020. I know it's almost February. And so we'll probably do either Shelia's or EJ's. Let the two of them figure it out if they get their stuff together. And I think mostly EJ's got to do whatever School of Magical Stitches tells her to do, so it's kind of hard to plan.
So I don't know if you know this, so I was in Magical Stitches.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe it was just being a little newer. It's a lot. I mean, you get a lot of stuff, but at the time when I started, I didn't have enough projects to correlate to what they were doing. You know, so a lot of the questions I couldn't find I just couldn't find anything to work with, and I was really struggling.
I don't
on
know
that.
I've watched a lot of the floss tubers that do it, and they come up very creative. They really can make one pattern work for anything. And I've watched EJ do it too. I'm like,
she's good. EJ is really good at that.
Yeah.
She can see something, a question for homework, and pick one of her little projects and come out with some outlandish thing, and it works.
Yeah.
Me, I struggled.
I can't get past counting stitches. I don't count stitches.
Well,
it's boring.
Oh, right, yes, you do
because
count.
what I do is like on this piece.
Well, no, you can count. Doesn't it tell you how many stitches are on the thing? just do the total.
Well, that's what I do. I do the total stitch count across, the total stitch count down, and I multiply that. And then I divide it by 1,500 because I think I can stitch 1,500 stitches a day.
There you go. There's your answer.
And then I know I can do it, ta-da.
Yeah.
But if someone says, you have to do 200 stitches and show us your 200 stitches.
Yeah, so there was one that was like 1,000 stitches,
Yeah.
and I did the black witch pillow.
Mhm.
That was that.
Okay.
So it was 1,000, and it was at black. It was 1,000 black stitches, and that's how that one got done. But I don't know, I didn't follow through on it. It got a little tedious, and
But that's what's so great is that there's all these groups for everybody.
yeah,
And I can watch them on the sidelines because I say, watch how their brain works.
it's awesome.
I can manipulate.
I want to try it again. I probably won't do this year. I think this year last year was Harry Potter.
Yeah, this year
which
is the parks.
was what drew me in.
Mhm.
You know, when I saw Harry Potter, I was like, oh, I could do this. And then this year is the Disney stuff, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So that one didn't appeal to me as much. So I figured maybe by next year I'll have, I don't know, 700 charts
But I think
to work off of.
I'll help you. But I think even Harry Potter, maybe in the beginning, was probably not as many people as in the end. That's the good thing about
There's a
those
lot.
groups is you join whenever.
And I did. I joined. So I probably joined in maybe August
Mhm.
or July or August. Like I was a good portion of the way
Yeah.
through the year. So I did not join early on.
So you could probably do that other thing that EJ's doing, Whipco. It's like a bingo with Jessie
Oh,
Marie.
she was talking about that.
That's pretty cool. So what you do is you do like a bingo board
Mhm.
of all your whips.
Uh-huh.
I think it's like 9. I don't know how many spaces are in a bingo card. I don't know.
But
it's
however
called- it's
many they
Whipco.
call for.
And then Jessie draws a number.
So is it the same way like B4 and
No. It's your whip name.
Right.
Your whip is in there.
Right.
So she doesn't know what anybody's whip's in the box. She'll say, this week you have to stitch on block 1 and block 9. So whatever's in everybody's
and
block
of course,
1 and
yeah,
9,
yeah.
and then you stitch on it and you meet the goal in that block. You
Gotcha.
make your own goals. So you're your own enemy.
Gotcha.
Reasonable goals, and then once
So
you
then every
finish it,
time
then
you
you
finish
exit.
So
and
there's your
then
bingo.
that's
Gotcha.
how
Gotcha.
you're.
See, that I could probably do.
Yeah.
That one sounds cool.
I thought that kind of related. I said I could probably do that, but then I'm like,
I like that. That I think I can handle.
I probably have to have EJ create the board for me. If she created the board and the tasks and do all the legwork and keep up with it, I might do it.
Well, you would just have to pick up.
I would just have to stitch.
Right, and you would just have to pick out the whips that you want to do.
Yeah.
Right.
I did that. Let's see.
Oh dear Lord.
I'll have a whole bunch of bingo boards.
Oh.
Blackout.
Bingo,
So,
bingo.
I think we're pretty good.
I think we're good.
Let's see. What do we say?
I don't know what we said.
No matter where you are, the sun is always shining when you're stitching. Bye.
Do 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 do.